History is a funny thing. On the one hand, it is everywhere. People engage, discuss, and think about it almost continually. In many cases, they're not even aware they're doing it. Like the historical relationships between humans and dogs. A historical development by two intelligent animals, dogs and humans. A deep historical bond, but one that few likely spend much time contemplating. That moment when our canine partners ventured near the shadowy edge of a circle of humans, maybe cooking around a warm fire in the twilight. Sometimes it is unmistakable, like the unusual sight of seeing a 1975 Datsun 280Z. Though even something as evidently historical as a classic car hides a deeper historical truth that few take time to consider. History is everywhere. It is us. Yet despite the ubiquity of history in our society, historical truth is often evasive, and it is at times almost impossible to pin down, as its meaning changes over time, as do the priorities of human civilization. When I was young, like most kids in the 1980s, I loved Star Wars. For me, it was always Yoda. Little 900-year-old Yoda, speaking about the Force, which surrounds us and permeates everything. Even though history cannot lift an X-Wing spacecraft from the mire of the Dagobah system swamps, it is of a similar nature. History defines who we are, where we came from, what we believe ourselves to be, and where we're going. Indeed, the concept of a time machine is one of the most universal fixations of modern society. Likewise, just as the Force has the tempting and powerful dark side, history too is something that is easily manipulated for the malevolent purposes of those seeking power for themselves. And just as those few still employing the Force for good are represented by a small, ragtag group of justice-minded insurgents, so too are historians whose voice is seemingly irrelevant in the grand scheme of major national and world decisions.
I don't think that it's going to be very easy to introduce democracy under American auspices in an area which has never known any, and which is a country with all kinds of ethnic tensions, all kinds of likely settlements of accounts following the long reign of Saddam.
So why history? Those who manipulate history and employ it for ill, after all, often change the world with shocking speed and destructive force. Fascists cling to the past and to the nation's history with an arrogance and authority that might cause many to feel that their passion and arrogance means they must be correct. They must have original truth. The fascist promises to remake the nation, to return it to a mythical place of greatness in a romanticized past. The student of history knows better. The communist insists that history's injustices and inequalities are so profound that it justifies a wholesale destruction of the status quo and remaking of the world to create a new historical path. The student of history knows better. They know that both of these extremes employ history for the purpose of self-interest, the purpose of power for a few, not the good of the many. And whether fascist or communist, both of these approaches have resulted in catastrophic and wide-scale suffering. History is on the edge. On the one hand, it holds truth, answers. On the other, it is so complex and interpretive as to sometimes mean almost nothing, or seem to. The critical, historically minded individual knows how to evaluate sources, knows how to find justice that historical truth holds on the thin edge of its razor-sharp blade. History is frustrating. Watching leaders ignore the many lessons of history, often simple ones for the historian, like the fact that overwhelming military power cannot win hearts and minds, it cannot alone build strong pro-Western sentiments. A lesson that American leaders frequently ignored in Vietnam, Iraq, in Afghanistan, across Latin America, and other places.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, "Fool me once, shame on you." If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
History is ignored, despite the fact that in the United States, almost everyone seems to know something of history. The government does not put resources behind it. Funding for the study and preservation of history is minuscule on state and federal budgets. And history professors are among the lowest paid per national averages in the United States. But history is dangerous. The historical minded hold power, like a Jedi. The historically minded have a unique power to, despite overwhelming odds against them, enact change for good. However, those that seek authoritarian power, they will often target the historian first, making the scholar, student, and the educator a target of the overwhelming power of the state. History is sad. It tells a story of change and reveals the suffering and tragedies ignored, repeated, replicated over time. The beach that I am standing on changes regularly, sometimes significantly, and in a relatively short historical time, this will likely no longer even be the coastline of Florida. History cannot change the past. It cannot make the impermanent permanent. But it can be used to create a better future. History is power. It holds the truth that people are agents. People can change the world. People can realize the grand vision once upheld by many noble and complex figures of liberty and justice for all. History is us.
Life is a test to find your blessings and learn the lessons of striving to be the best version of yourself while still breathing. But also the life you lead casts shadows long after leaving this mortal coil. So I try to remember not to spoil the future which comes after me. Find my temporary joys in laughing with the universe's ebbs and flows with which all of creation is composed. And the man who thinks he knows right now ain't supposed to stake godly claims to tomorrow, or else all he'll do is cultivate sorrow for others. And I call my psychic kinfolk cousins instead of brothers and sisters.